Hello everybody, Sifd here again, and today we'll be playing Wizard of Legend 2, the quick-paced action combat roguelike where you are a wizard trying to beat the trials of legend, I think, to become a legend yourself. And let's get into it. I'm gonna explain the things. This used to have a game 1, this is the game 2, it's in 2.5D I guess instead of 2.5D. I guess it goes with a more isometrical camera. You're gonna see the top-down view of Diablo and whatnot. First thing that happens though is we're gonna choose some kind of start here. Losing HP will grant you money, that's decent. Increase your chance of evading by 10%, that's also insane. And increase your damage of basic Arcana by 15%, that's also good. Let's go with 10% evasion chance. That should carry us through the game. It's not really that powerful, it's not damage, but it is safety. You have a 5% evasion chance anyway, so with this we have 15%, that should be insane. Now I did play this a lot of times, I have gotten 9 wins, that's visible at the top right with that eye symbol that exists, that is a 9 there, that means 9 wins. And yeah, I've gone through this a lot, so let me explain the basics here so we can start a run. Let me first build up the starting build I'm gonna have here, because the game just uses the old one you have. I'm gonna just really quickly switch spells here. I have unlocked all the spells. At the end of the video I will showcase every single one of them for anybody that wants to watch. There should be timestamps below I guess the intro here, and then after that we're gonna go with the run, and then later at the end it's gonna be all the spells that the demo has, because the game is right now a free demo you can play as of this very moment. It is, I think, until 16th or 17th of June, so you have like a week to test this thing out. And the spell build I'm gonna play today is gonna be a ranged build, the avatar build, so to speak. Another real quick indication here is my garb normally is red, like normally you look like this. But I'm using the orange one, the venture, whatever, the green one that makes you do more damage but have more max life, because who cares about max life? Anyway, the build in itself, we're gonna have for our basic Arcana. Arcana are pretty much all your attacks, all your spells, or your moves, whatever you want to call them. For basic Arcana we have this, the Avatar of Water state, which is that we have this water attack that normally attacks and then comes back, but if I spam this I can just use it all the time because I'm a waterbender like that. The next thing we have is this lightning spear you throw out and boom, electrifies the opponents. It is very weak, but the main aspect of this is that it's my ultimate. The ultimate is important to have something strong on, and I'm gonna showcase what the multi-ultimate is. At the very bottom left there, hopefully this is gonna be circling this in anyway, but at the bottom left there is a mana bar. When that thing fills you can use your ultimate, and what my ultimate looks like is when I pick this up, it's this thing. This is my ultimate. Power unleashing, and those lightning orbs are actually bouncing, and you can also go next to the opponents and just spam it exactly on top of where the opponents are and do a lot of damage. That is my ultimate. And then last but and definitely not least are gonna be these dragons. We shoot out an armada of dragons that do damage. This is a spell that has a cooldown and a charge attack. If you look at the bottom left, it has a cooldown right now, but below it is a very small number that also charges up. It can stack up to 10 charges. And that's pretty much the build. Let's go into the run in itself. And yeah. As I tried to mention, by the way, the ultimate fills up the more you attack the opponents. So as you see that blue bar there filling up, and then boom, I have my ultimate now. So that's what the run's gonna look like. Let's go into this. We also have a dash to avoid attacks. Dash makes you damage immune when you rush through hits, so we should be using and abusing that as much as we can. And as I said in the very beginning, we started with a relic. By the way, there is voice acting. We started with a relic, and the relic I started with is 10% dodge chance. If we go on our stats here, you see evade chance 15%, because you start with 5. So, I want to mention here, the old one used to have a map. The new one doesn't have a map, but it's a straightforward path always. These plants don't do anything, by the way. So right now, do you see these blue motes there that are like ethereal dust going over there? That means that's the main path. The game always puts ethereal motes when there is a split path. Otherwise, the pathing should always be straightforward. So for example, right now, if I go there, I'm gonna go onward. If I go over here, we're gonna go into an off path that's gonna give us money or some kind of reward or some kind of build. So yeah, and as you saw, we found a treasure that's gonna give us gold. At the top right, we have 140 coins. Gold and money is important for mid-run things, and then the other 3 resources, all of them are meta progression. Specifically the 9 wins one, I don't even know what to do with that. So let's go into this fight here. We're just using waterbend in most thing, and then whenever I remember, I'm also going to be using the rest of the spells. My most powerful spell is specifically the flame. Just to be clear, the Dragon Flame is my most powerful spell. This here does insane amounts of damage, especially if you level it up in a specific way. And one last thing I want to mention here, there is a meta progression. Normally you can dash, and you might, this is, as you see, this is a pit. You can dash into the pit, but I have a meta progression that says if you have 1 second, you have a 1 second window of avoiding a pit, and I'm gonna showcase it now so that you understand later what's happening when it's gonna be triggering on itself. It's like this. You see that little blue circle? That's That's how I get the time. I'm spamming jump when I'm doing this. If I don't spam jump, I'm just gonna fall in the pit and lose life. So I just wanted to mention that so you have an insight as to what exactly is happening. The other thing that might be happening is opponents might be dropping some blue orbs. Those are ultimate orbs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Otherwise, it's a combat game. You just action combat game. You just spam buttons. You see that blue there? I can now go ahead and pick this up. If the game allows me to. By the way, I have to actually pick it up by foot. And I just got hit. And also I got hit by a spike trap. Here I would like to mention that there is literally no damage immunity window frames. So if an opponent does some kind of machine gun move on you and you happen to be next to it, you will die. Straight up. The game does not have immunity windows. It's just you fight against the opponents. I was not able to utilize my ulti. The ulti does not last forever, by the way. Just to be clear, you have to be good enough at... Yeah, not good enough, actually. You should just straight up use the ultimate if you want to be doing a damage with ultimate. Go! You see everything dies. Ultimate is very powerful and I love it. Let's see what can I get. Killing an enemy reduces the cooldown of a random arcana for 1 second. This is not good for boss fighting, so I don't care about it. Dealing crits heals you. Okay, that's good. We have a 5% built-in crit chance, so this means 5% of my attacks are gonna be healing. That's nice. And losing life will give us money. I mean, both of these are really good. This is gonna give us about 150 to 200 coins. With 150 to 200 coins, I can buy another relic. Well, I'm gonna say, let's just get the good relic. So now we have a 5% chance to heal with any and all of my attacks. That is very nice. And let's go on. And when you get a relic for the first time, there is like a little bit of a tidbit lore of the relic in itself, who found it, who created it and whatnot. I really enjoy that. And here we are gonna fight the boss at the top. You saw there was an electric guy. That's gonna be the boss of the zone. Now this is a demo, as I already mentioned. So that means the demo has 2 bosses. I guess 2 mid-bosses and then 1 final boss fight. And the demo ends at the final boss fight. If I'm gonna beat the final boss fight or not is gonna be seen. But yeah, for now, we're just gonna be doing the run in itself. And if you enjoy this, I think for a couple more runs, I think for a couple more videos, I will be doing some runs here and there. Yeah, I want to play a lot of this. Maybe every single one of these 7 days that the game exists is when I'm gonna be playing this. I don't know. We're gonna see. This is an event, by the way. Let's go and see what the event is. The event is get a cursed relic. The best event in the game, by the way. There are other events that give you healing. Some events that give you money, I think. Some give you an Arcana. Arcana is a new spell. Ultimate! That thing almost survived. And let's go with the orbs of dragons. And let's get the cursed relic. Now, the cursed relic, first of all, in the old one, you used to have access to 3. In the new one, you have access to 5. I really hope to keep them. And they always have an upside and a downside. Basic Arcana deal 35% more damage. That's the water bending. While other Arcana are in cooldown. Your standard Arcana cooldown is also increased. So while I have cooldowns, I do more damage with my basic. All other Arcana are in cooldown, it says. So I need to use literally all of my spells and then spam simple attacks. Okay, decent, but I'm not gonna take it. Reduce your healing received by 20%. You will gain gold equal to the same amount. Okay, so instead of healing, I gain money out of this. This is not that crazy. I mean, if it was a full-on one and it was the first one I picked up, then yes, but this is a 3-act game, like a 3 rooms run, so money is not gonna... We're not gonna get enough money out of that for it to matter. While the healing reduction might matter, so no. Reduce your basic Arcana damage by 10%, but your standard Arcana cooldown is decreased by 20%. This is good because the dragons are my most powerful attack. So, and next one, each level of your Arcana increases damage by 10% and the cooldown by 5, so it makes them more powerful but rarer. Fair enough. Reduces all damage by 35%, but crit damage is significantly increased. Crit damage, not crit chance, crit damage. So if I was a crit chance build, then this would be a good one. Because I'm not a crit chance build, it's not good. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go basic Arcana does 30 more, but the rest of them have standard Arcana, which are the dragons specifically, have a better cooldown. Although this is not a good idea because the dragons work with charges. You know what? I'm going with this. Basic Arcana deals 35% more damage, while all other Arcana are in cooldown, and the standard Arcana cooldown are also increased. Because the dragon here, as you see, works with charges and cooldowns. Wait a minute. Did that make the charges go slower? Oof, this made the charges go slower. Well, that was a mistake on my book, but it's okay. So now we're gonna be playing the waterbender build. Maybe made a mistake, maybe should have done the opposite. I guess I should have actually guaranteed that the opposite, because I guess I would have charged dragons faster then. I was not under the assumption that charges and cooldown works under the same effect. but I guess it does. So now I should always be spamming all my spells. I should never have a spell in non-cooldown, which should force me into playing more min-maxed. I got damage there, which is good. It's a force. We're not gonna go in the main path. Let's go on the side path. And it's a shop. It's a relic shop. Let's see what we can get. Non-upgraded Arcana deal more damage. Enhancing the Arcana will lower its damage. Back normal, fair enough. A water shield that orbits you and negates enemy projectiles. This is also decent. Killing enemies using your signature Arcana increases damage by 2%, capped at 80. I know for a fact that this actually reads... I said what it reads, but this actually works as following. Killing enemies using your charged signature Arcana, so that means your ultimate, increases the ultimate damage only, not the Arcana. I know what it says, I know what it's supposed to do, but I can guarantee you this is bugged. You have to use the ultimate version, and it powers up specifically the ultimate version. So I have tested this. Next, frozen enemies take 20 damage when unfrozen. I'm not freezing, so that's useless. Hitting burning enemies with standard Arcana. With standard air Arcana will create a fire wave. Well, I'm not burning the opponents, and I don't have access to air at all, so this is irrelevant. I think we're gonna go with we do more damage with anything that's not enhanced, and if it's enhanced, then the damage goes down back to normal. So pretty much no downside, only upside. It feels like a Curse Arcana, but it's not. It just says that if it's not upgraded, it's more powerful. If it's upgraded, then guess what? It's gonna be more powerful through the fact that it's gonna be upgraded. So no loss there at all. We should not really be paying attention to that. And as I said, you see these modes. If there are modes, that means there is a second path, and obviously there is a second path down here. Very visible. And this is an elite fight. Whoop. This thing, as you see, has a stagger bar. Let's go lightning, hit, let's go dragons, dodge, whoa, spin to win move, okay, stay away from me. Let's go here, let's go dragons again, and we won, and I got there a crit and a heal. Let's see what we got out of this. Thunderbelt. Every time you get hit, an explosion of shock. An explosion shocks nearby enemies. Okay, I will be getting hit once in a while, so this is a free buff. Let's go on straight up. Another blue mode tells us to go top right, therefore we go on the top left. And we got a little challenge fight room here. As always, I should always be using all my spells the moment they come off cooldown, so that my water bending becomes more powerful. Ultimate! Maybe a bit really, doesn't matter. Get Bronze Orb, get second orb. Dragons, ultimate again! Those guys blocked a couple of hits, but they're gone. Let's open up. I think this is meta progression. Nope, money, and deal 20% more damage to staggered enemies. This is good against elites and bosses, which is good because bosses always get staggered and you want to ultimate them while they're staggered anyway. Actually, not ultimate, just use all your skills. Time to fight the boss, which is gonna be the lightning boss as indicated in the loading screen. Yep, you're flexing, and I'm gonna use all my spells right away. Let's go, flames and lightning. Lightning and flames, lightning and flames. And let's attack him and stay away, please. Evade, evade. I did just get 2 evasions for free there. Whoop. Nice, didn't do anything to us, and he's about to get staggered. He got staggered. Let's attack him as much as we can. I mean, I'm mainly a normal attack guy, as I said. Avoid. Whoop, he got staggered again. I want my ultimate, please. Whoa. Whoa, that could have killed us. Ultimate time. Let's end this. Well, he's dead. This mouse needs to go. And there is an end of fight animation. He is still flexing. Nah, he's just playing with us. He's giving us unlocking of spells resource, which I have maxed out anyway. I have all the spells unlocked already. Let's go with the main awesome aspect of this build. I want the triple dragons, and I got the triple dragons. So let me mention what this is. This is one of your upgrades, becomes a Forgotten Arcana variant, as you see at the top left. That makes it into a variant, and variant are either stronger or a different behavior. So the dragon dance here is that the dragons go all around and they also come back, which is more of an AoE move. The splash torrent is that the orb you are able to move around. If it takes you a while to allow it to come back, when it comes back, it shoots like a bunch of other small projectiles. This is also very powerful and awesome. But what I'm gonna go with is gonna be Blazing Dragon Arc. I think this is the most powerful one. Summons a large torrent of fiery dragons that damage and burns enemies in their path. We're gonna take this, and now the dragons stack up to 20, and this is what they look like. And they also burn opponents now, so they do more damage, they burn opponents, and you also have 20 stacks instead of only 10. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, we are gonna be spamming that anyway, because I need to be in the cooldown all the time. But it's okay. So, let's go. Boom, and dragons only. As you see, the cooldown has become a lot smaller, though. Whoa, that guy hit us. For some reason, I'm attacking always to the top left or something. Yeah, something's off here. Dragons again. Whoop, maybe. You know what? Yeah, something is off. My attacks always go to the top left. Something has bugged out. Is it my stupid mouse? Yeah, it was my... Yeah, now it's... What? Some kind of bug is happening. Give me a second. Like, whenever the mouse is... Okay, I fixed it. I don't know what happened there. Doesn't matter either. Ooh, we got damage there. You know what? We're making money out of that, are we not? No, I didn't get that relic. I got the dodge relic. That there was meta progression. Off to the next one we shall go. I really believe we should have gone with the cooldowns on my non-basic Arcana. But it's okay. So the opposite of what it chose. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna still continue doing the run here. And let's go off to the top left. Maybe I'm gonna do a double run with the exact same build here, just to showcase. Or maybe I'm gonna just do a couple of small switches. Although I would like to do the exact same build twice with the same build, just to showcase the different run variants you can get. I got my ultimate, let's end this. And let's see what we can get. Okay, so this is the following. First of all, it can give you a free upgrade, and then you can get 2 more upgrades by paying for them. Let's not forget that we're gonna make this default damage less. 3% damage to afflicted enemies, or 70% crit damage, or 70% crit damage on the ultimate. Let's go with 70% crit damage on the ultimate is what I'm gonna say. Although, yeah, because this thing attacks so much more often, where the crit damage is gonna become a bit more important is what I would say. Also, I want to not decrease the damage of my water Arcana anyway, because I'm using it as my main damaging source. So we should be using that a lot. And also the dragons, just sending the dragons out and burning the opponents does so much damage, where I should be spamming it whenever I get the chance to do so. Let's open this up. Dragons! Yeah, the dragon should always be off cooldown. I mean, everything should always be off cooldown. Ultimate in the middle, clear out everything. The lightning also bounce, which makes it so much more insane. The fact that the ultimate lightnings bounce. I love it. Yeah, that thing instantly died, as you saw. Because the upgraded dragons are insane. Let's see what we fight. Well, 2 mages, they're gone. I'm ready for an ultimate. Ultimate on the middle of the boss. Okay. An explosion popped on our feet, which was a bit unlucky there. But it's okay. Let's go on. Blue modes means always go the other path. We have said that a bunch of times. And let's get this boy, which is throw a relic away to get another relic. We're gonna throw away the relic that says every time you get hit, a shock happens. And burn damages affects the area around the target. Decent. Deal 10% extra damage for 5 seconds when casting a charged signature. That's actually good. That's my ultimate. 5 seconds after the ultimate, I do 20% more damage. Frozen enemies take 20% more damage, whatever. Hitting enemies with a standard melee Arcana heals you. I don't have melee at all. But this is one of the best relics in the game, by the way. And let's go with deal 20% extra damage for 5 seconds after using your ultimate. The burn being AoE is useless because I'm about to fight the final boss in a moment anyway. So who cares about AoE? Let's throw some flames on those, although I failed them. Flames on those. Yeah, that thing died. Ultimate time. Whoop. Okay, cleared those out too. And off to the final zone. Yes, so off to the final boss is almost the moment. So this is a spell shop. We can get another spell to use. There are 3 upgraded spells here. We got Twin Spears as an upgraded, Furious Kicks as an upgraded, and Upward Stone Strike as an upgrade. But this X here is the ultimate, and I don't want to switch my ultimate. Then we also got Shocked Assault, which makes you damage immune while you're inside of this, and a different base attack. But I enjoy my base attack anyway. Let's see what else we got as a choice. Imp's left hand. The fast and light hand that fights beside you, throwing fireballs at enemy. Okay, that's damage. Rogue's boots. Increase movement speed of 10%. Increase max life by 50%. Attack and fracture enemies with an air Arcana. I cannot fracture opponents. That's a debuff that the stone Arcana provides. And air is also something I don't have. So this is completely off my elements. When an enemy comes out of shock, it zaps and shocks its adjacent enemies in a chain. Well, that's also useless. I don't really... I mean, I do shock opponents, but we're about to fight the boss. I think I should go for the Imp left hand or a new spell. And the real choice, I think, is the new spell. Throw a Spear of Lightning that damages and makes the target airborne. I mean, the airborne aspect is not gonna work on the boss. It inflicts a shock around the landing. That's also not gonna happen. I could go for Shock Assault, which could make us damage. Let's get this. Let's get the Twin Spears. And now I have a new spell, which is this one. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's it. Now we also have 2 Spears of Lightning. So I should be spamming literally everything as much as I can. The curse is definitely a bad idea. It was a bad idea. And let's heal here before the boss. And let's see how this fight's gonna go. I can only hope for the best. I'm gonna start with Twin Dragons, and Twin Dragons I should spawn. Let's go, Twin Dragons. Whoop, I should not have skipped the animation there, by the way. Lightning, lightning. Twin Dragons, whoop, dodge, dodge, dodge. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Twin Dragons again. Dodge the smack. Lightning, lightning. And now I'm gonna ultimate while I'm on top of the boss. Whoop. The boss seemed to be immune to getting staggered right now. Yep, the boss harms are immune to getting staggered, as you can see. And it's doing some moves there that I should be avoiding as much as I can. Oh, I avoided. I evaded, actually, to be more precise. And let's go with an ultimate here. It should stun the boss. Nope, it's doing its ultimate again, but it decided to do its ultimate while I was doing my ultimate, plus the flames there, and the lightning, and more flames, and the boss dying. I got hit, I think, twice or once, maybe. I think I hit once. Yeah, I got hit once at the very, very, very end. We perfected this boss very fast and very precise. And as you see, this... I hear Chaos Core unlocked, can unlock new upgrades in the hub. That's not a thing that exists in the demo right now. At this point, we got 10 wins. And let's get in the epilogue. So how long have I been running here to decide if I'm gonna do another one? 20-minute run. You know what? I'm gonna keep these short and sweet, so I can do more and more runs. This is gonna be the second video of the day. Let's go with Max Life, doesn't matter. Let's go with, I'm gonna be doing 2 videos per day, and one of them is gonna be a Wizard of Legend. Do you prefer that? Do you prefer one video and it's gonna be like 2 or 3 runs back to back, or do you prefer 2 videos and one of them being a free Wizard of Legend? I'm gonna go with 2 videos. So congratulations, Wizard. You've beaten Bahadur off into the hub again. And yeah, because this is gonna be my first run on this, I'm gonna also quickly showcase literally all of the spells for anybody that wants to see literally all of the spells. This is the mages supposedly watching the trials. For example, they're gonna say powerful and pockets deep, yeah, whatever. And this guy's gonna be the previous one was awesome. Nope.
Also, don't get into fights with beautiful. Really, fighting is a bad...
Yeah, whatever. A bunch of lore, a bunch of lore, a bunch of lore. I don't think there is anything here. There's a meta progression. The meta progressions are max life, chance to drop those energy orbs that give you ultimate, starting gold, and the thing I was explaining with the pit where you don't fall. I have gotten all of them, so we're maxed out on those. And then there are also unlocking of spells happening here, which I have all of them, therefore the screen is empty. And also there is these robes here. And now I'm gonna actually showcase every single spell in the game, from basic to signature to standard. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. You guys can suggest below what you enjoy between those runs I'm gonna showcase here, those builds I'm gonna showcase, and then slowly I'm gonna do some kind of voting system on what the next run should be. So keep eye out on that if you care about it. So you can comment down below which spells you would like to see, or what spell idea or build you would like to see. Although the next one specifically, I know what I'm gonna do. Anyway, let's begin with the basic. So first of all, we got the punches. This is a high damage punch. That's pretty much what it does. It just does a bunch of damage. And it pushes opponents back. If you hit somebody into the wall, they're gonna get slammed. And there is like a slam mechanic that exists in the game. Yeah, that's slam 19 there because you hit him into the wall. Next thing is the range shots, the fireballs here, which are just a 1, 2, 3 punch plus an explosion at the end. Very boring in my book. Next one is going to be Aeromancer's Grasp, one of the cooler ones. This is a blinking punch. The blink is built in. And then there's also multiple punches with a kick. The kick can also slam opponents into walls, I think. Which I might be wrong about. Yeah, I might be wrong about that. I think maybe only wall spells do that. Doesn't matter. This is a blinking strike. You can always blink into opponents. I really love that. Next one is going to be the Bolt Rail. This is the lightning version. It looks like this. It pretty much targets into random opponents and also does an AoE at the end. That's what it looks like. It's good at maintaining stun control on opponents, I guess, but otherwise it's a very weird one. And then last and definitely not least is water bending, or I guess bending turret, which is this thing here, which is the one I was using, where you just have a water that moves around, which is awesome. So that is the basic Arcana off to the signature spells. We have the, what is it called, Whirlwind? Zephyr Whirl, which is a melee one that pulls them all in and slows them down. That's what it does. Literally just pulls them in, slows down. That's it. And then the ultimate version is the following. Typhoon. It pulls them all in all the time and then slows them down again and again and again and again. I wouldn't say it's something awesome, but I guess it exists. Next one is going to be the one we were using. Baseline, a very boring lightning spell that just shoots out and stuns the opponents pretty much. It doesn't stun them, but it stuns them through the fact that anybody that gets damage gets stun locked anyway. Like, there is no stun mechanic, but there is a stagger mechanic, so any enemy is getting staggered. And the ultimate is what we already know, the channeling of the empowerment of the elements. Next one is going to be the good old Ice Blast. This is the one you start with. This frees opponents. Freeze is a sleep mechanic. So they freeze for, I would say, like almost 10 seconds. But if you hit them, they wake up. So it's not a freeze like a stun, but it's a freeze like a sleep. And the ultimate is also pretty boring. It's like, oh, and then freeze everybody. This has like a huge range. It might even be bigger than the whole arena here. Let's actually see. Yeah, it's global. As you saw, these were off screen and they still got hit. So yeah, it has like a huge range. Can I actually do a test here as to how much range it has? Does it hit them from here? Okay, I mean, it doesn't have that much range. But still, I believe it's boring, but it is what it is. Then we got the Infernal Barrage here, which is this machine gun build, which you can shoot only 2 bullets off if you want to. But if you want to, you can channel it to shoot more bullets. Awesome, am I right? I mean, I find it awesome, although it's pretty weak. And then the ultimate is like machine gunnery, and that's it. Once again, in my opinion, it looks awesome, but at the same time also very simple. They could have done it a bit more sexy. Anyway, that is the Infernal Barrage. And then the last, and also not least, is the Stone Kick, which applies Fracture. Fracture is when the opponent moves, they get damaged. So that's the debuff for Fracture. And this is what it looks like. Boom. It pushes them away, it damages them, and then when they come back, they're gonna get damaged again because they moved. That's why they reset twice there. And the ultimate is this thing. 1, 2, 3, kick. I find it awesome. Although it's very hard to use because you're getting locked in. Like if you attack like this, I mean right now it hit them, but if you miss with it, you can easily just whiff it. You can be like, whoop, what, and off we go, and off we go. That's a very often phenomena. And that would be the signature moves. Off into the standard spells. We got the Arcane, the water bubble, which is pretty much a run-sense shuriken. You shoot it out, and whenever you want, you can pop it. I popped it there at the very, very left side. But you can pop it earlier when it's on top of the opponents here. Boom, I instantly popped it there. Or you can just allow it to run off the screen if you want to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You just shoot it, and then when it's above the opponents, you boom, that's it. That's the spell there. It's awesome. It has decent upgrades. Let's go on the next one, Blazing Whip. It's a 2-charge spell that you can do 1, 2 with. That's pretty much what it looks like. And you can also do singles if you want to. Like you can do 1 and then move around and go 2 or whatever. You know, dash through the opponents and 2. So that is that. The next one is going to be a break of Tiamat. Very weak in my opinion. This is what it looks like. It is a pushback mechanic that keeps opponents at bay, I would say. Because if you see, if opponents are all over your place, boom, those are gone. These ones are going to be killing you. But still, it is what it is. Not really that powerful, but also pretty nice because of the AoE. We got the Dragon Arc, this thing we were using. In my opinion, one of the better spells if you upgrade it. Those triple dragons we got did a huge DPS increase in comparison to the basic ones. But otherwise they look just super awesome, visually speaking, and they also do a decent amount of damage. And they have infinite piercing and AoE, so everything in one packet. We got the Orbital Asteroid, which I'm going to be using tomorrow, in tomorrow's run, which is going to be this thing. It attacks the opponents if they are close to you, and if you look at the cooldown, it's not gonna cool down if I allow it to expire. Wait for it to expire, and boom, it's not a cooldown, I instantly got it back. But if you want, can use it too, like you can use it to expend 1 charge to get a kick. If you expend all charges, it goes into a 6-second cooldown. My opinion, just don't use the charges at all. Just use the button and have this thing going around on you while you play some kind of melee build, and you just have it as safety. And then if you need to kick opponents back, you can use 1, maybe 2, but don't spend the last charge, so you instantly have it back. You see, I instantly got them back here. I think that's gonna get nerfed, by the way, but I hope it doesn't. Next thing is Flying Kicks. This is what it looks like. Ta-da-da-da, boom, that's it. This is not a locking in, and it does the whole animation right away. So if I start the animation from here, it's gonna only use the last kick on the opponents. So you want to be close on to them when you use them. It's an awesome spell. I haven't seen what the upgrades do, but I hope they're awesome too. In general, the variants, or whatever the game calls them, is something that excites me a lot. The variants most likely give infinite replayability. I hope they make them all busted, and whatever is boring should become awesome. Next thing is gonna be this AoE attack. Whoop. It looks a bit weird. It has a weird starting point, but what it does is it's just a shotgun blast with infinite piercing. So this is what it looks like from afar. As you see, 25 damage to everything, while if I'm very close up, you're gonna see it's gonna do a lot more. Whoop. And now you're gonna see like huge amounts, 175, 100 and whatnot. So it's a shotgun blast. The closer you are, the better. Most likely gonna destroy bosses because it shoots like 9 times 25 damage there. Next one is Shock Assault. This used to be one of the most awesome spells in the first game. In this one, I'm not sure how awesome it is. This is what it looks like. Da -da 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 -da. Looks awesome, but it's not the most busted thing in the universe. In the old one, it used to stun the opponents. In this one, you just go charging in like this, and then you just hit them a bunch of times. As far as I know, this increases the, what is it called, the stagger bar on bosses by a lot. That's the main benefit of it, and it also makes you damage immune while you're in this mode. So it gives you damage immunity and it staggers the bosses. So what else do you want? Also damage? Yeah, I don't think so. And it still does like 100 plus damage if it's only one opponent on the board, so it's decent-ish. Then we've got the lightning spear, in my opinion, the more awesome lightning build here, which is this, whoop, and then it lightnings them. So what it does is it shoots an opponent airborne, and when the opponent lands on the ground, it electrifies and stuns everything around. You see it flies up, and then when it lands, everything gets stunned. This is insane and awesome. That's the spell we got at the very end. We had 2 charges of it, but normally this is what it looks like in a 1-charge version. And last but not least is going to be Terror Ring, which is just an AoE which looks like this. Da-da-da! And that's pretty much what it does. Nothing more, nothing else, nothing fancy here. So yeah, that is pretty much what the game has right now. These are all the spells in the whole demo. There are no more spells in the demo currently. But, you know, you can play around with all of these and see and find the variants, because there are like 2 variants, I think, on literally all of these. So they are a lot more. The replayability is really, really there, with the variants being part of the game. And by the way, I want to showcase something sexy here in my opinion, which is Typhoon, and then I'm part of the Typhoon. I like this as an idea. Although this looks very stupid in my opinion. And then the other thing that I really enjoy is this pushback plus the blink, like boom, and then you blink. I didn't really actually succeed with this, but the ultimate version should be more successful. 1, 2, 3, boom, and then you instantly blink behind them. Once again, was that not possible? What happened there? Let's maybe go from below, like this. Boom, 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 kicks them, and then you rush behind them. I like that as an idea. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching. And yeah, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. This is pretty much the whole build. I'm gonna do tomorrow a melee build, and then after that, I'm gonna start reading ideas there as to what people want to see, what build you want to see. Maybe you want to see some kind of machine gunnery. I don't know, machine gunnery plus the lightning. And then the build's gonna be something like boom, and then ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. No idea. We're gonna see what the build is gonna be based on your suggestions and also my ideas in myself, I guess. All myself? I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching, and see you guys around.